and I want us all to be paying attention so that we can see where we've made our mistakes. And once you've watched this video, then you'll be able to take the quiz today. This is Mrs. Carrison from home. I thought I would make this video and see if I could explain it as well, so you can get it from different people. So let's look at number 1. It says determine the value of the 7 in 75 and 6/10. The first thing I want to note is I'm going to come up here and grab this red pen, and I want to underline where my decimal is. So I know these are my decimal places, so I'm going to start at this place right here, and I'm going to look at this place value, and I know that the first place to the left of the decimal is the ones, and then the next place is the tens. So I'm going to take a look at my answer, and I know that this 7 is in the tens place, so I'm going to come over here, and it's not a value of 7, it's not a value of 700, it's a value of, let me put a mark there. I guess I'll just have to color it in. It is a value of 70, and that is because the 7 is in the tens place. It's not 700ths. That would be if the 7 were after the 6, because this is the hundredths place right here. All right, now let's take a look at this. The value of the 9 in 9,345 and 26 hundredths. I'm going to circle this because this is my decimal number. So I'm going to look over here. This is my ones place, my tens place, my hundreds place, and this is my thousands. So I know that my value is 9,000. And I'm going to write it like this in numbers. And then I'm going to look over here and I'm going to see which one of these say 9,000. Well, this is exactly what that says, 9,000. So I would circle that. It says select all that apply. Take a look at this next one. It's the number 9 and the word thousand. That still means 9,000. Let's look at this next one. This is 9 thousandths. And that would be if the 9 were in the decimal, in the thousandths place. So it cannot be this one. And here is just 90. So for that, it would just be the first one and the second one. All right, let's move on to question number 3. Question number 3, determine the value of the 6 in 45 and 62 hundredths. Okay, look folks, we are in the decimal place, so I have to remember that my first decimal place is my tenths, my second decimal place is my hundredths. So it goes tenths, hundredths, and then the next one would be thousandths. Okay, so I see that my 6 is in my tenths. So I would look over here and this says 6/10. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's not 60 because it's not a whole number. These are my partial numbers. This isn't a whole right here. It's not 6. Again, that's a whole number. And 600ths would be if my 6 were where the 2 was. All right, which number has a digit with the value of 40? So I want to find 40 in my tens column because that would make it 4 in my tens would make it 40. So let's take a look over here. This is in my ones column. This is in my tens column. Okay, I'm circling it. This is in my hundreds column, and this is in my tenths column. So it's 649. Determine the value, that should say value, not val, of the 5 in 64, and here's my decimal, folks, 465 thousandths. So let's start with the 4. That's the tenths place. The 6 is in the hundredths place. The 5 is in the thousandths place. Remember, it goes tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So it's not a whole number, so I know it cannot be this, and I know it cannot be this. And the 5 is not in the hundredths place. It would be here. It's in the thousandths place. All right, let's move on to the next one. What is the value of the 4? I'm looking, here's my decimal. We're not going to look at that. This is my 1, my tens, and then my hundredths. So my value would be 4 100. That would be my value. The 4 is in the hundreds, but you want to give the value of it, so it would be 400. What is the value in the for the 8? Take a look, boys and girls. Let's go over here again. This is my decimal. So my first place is, yes, tenths. Tenths. So I'm going to put here, the value would be 8 tenths. And you would write it like this as well. 8 slash, or I should say fraction bar 10. What is the value of the 2? So let's come over here. We're going to go, there's no decimal here, so these are all whole numbers. On my ones place, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000. So I would come over here and I'd write 20,000, because that's where that would be the value of the 2, 20,000. All right, we're moving on to number 9. The number 53 and 31 hundredths, the 3 in the ones place. So remember, we have to underline the 3 in the ones place compared to the 3 in the tenths place. So I'm going to circle. I am going to jump, and I'm going in what direction? Yes, the right. And I went one place value. So I know each place value, if I'm going to the right, is 10 times bigger. And so that would just be 10 times. Let's take a look at this. The number in 5,338 and 8 tenths. The 3 in the tens place, underlining it, compared to the 3 in the hundreds place, circling it. This time I'm going from the right to the left. So remember, each time I move, it's times 1/10, and I only want one place value. So it would be 1/10. Moving along. In the number 54,797 and 914 thousandths, the 7 in the ones place, underlining it, has the value, is blank times the value of the 7 in the hundreds place. I'm circling. So let's see how many jumps. I'm going to the left, but it's 1 jump, 2 jumps. So I know that this 7 is 2 jumps to the left, so it'd be times 1/10 times 1/10 would be 100th times. I know that because I'm going from a smaller number place value to a larger place value. So this has got to be a fraction. All right, in the number 54,797 and 914 thousandths, that's a big number. The 7 in the ones place, underlining the 7 in the ones place, compared to the hundred place, circling the hundred place. Again, I'm going to the left, 1, 2 jumps, making my arrow. There's 2 jumps, so every time we go to the left, it's getting larger, so this is going to be smaller. This is smaller than this number. And it would be times 1/10 times 1/10, which is 100th. Nice. Number 14. In the number 615 and 657 thousandths, the 6 in the hundreds place, underlining the 6 in the hundreds place, compared to the 6 in the tenths place. Notice I'm going from a bigger number to a smaller number. And I made 3 jumps. I'm moving to the right, so it's times 10, times 10, times 10. So it would be 1,000 times larger. Okay, we just have a couple more to go over. In the number 564,128 and 68 hundredths, the 8 in the ones place compared to the 8 in the hundredths place. Okay, and we're going to the right. So we went times 10 times 10, so my answer would be 100 times Oops, I don't have to put times because that's already written right here. So it'd be 100 times because I'm going from a larger place value to a smaller place value. Then I'm going to go here. I want to look back at my question before to make sure that, yeah, I was moving to the right on that one. Okay, just making sure. Okay, now I'm at the last question. For 559 and 1600ths, the 5 in the tens place, underlining the 5. Let me get back to my underlining the 5 in the tens place is blank times the 5 circling the hundreds place. What direction am I moving in? Yes, I'm moving to the left. So each time I move to the left, it's 1/10. So my answer in this case, because I'm only moving one place value, would be 1/10 times. Okay, if you are still unsure, you may go back and watch this video again before you take the quiz. So feel free to watch it again. Just be careful, making sure if you're comparing. So make sure the number you're comparing with, you underline it, circle what you're comparing it to, and then move your hops and make your arrow in that direction. Be careful. You know if it goes to the right, it's times 10 every place value. If you're moving to the left, it's times 1/10 every place value. Be careful and cautious with the decimals. All right, folks, I miss all of you. I can't wait to come back. I'm trying to get better. I'm going to be doing some more videos so that you can hear me and I can teach from home a little bit. You guys have a great day and good luck. Take your time. Do a great job. I want to see some good scores on our next test. All right, I am going to peace out as soon as I find out how to stop the video.